It's Ash Wednesday in Trinidad and Tobago, and while it's a significant day for Catholics, Archbishop Jason Gordon opened the doors of the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception this morning and shared the space with not only Catholic faithfuls, but with members of the National Joint Action Committee. This as NJAC celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Black Power Riots. Khrystal Wilson reports.
The work of the 1970 Black Power Revolution is not yet finished. This from Roman Catholic Archbishop Father Jason Gordon as he delivered the Ash Wednesday homily at the Cathedral in Port of Spain. Members of the National Joint Action Committee attended Wednesday's service as part of its commemoration of 50 years since the 1970 riots. The cathedral was significant to the uprising as it was one of the first buildings which the demonstrators occupied. Addressing the congregation, Archbishop Gordon said this country's problem isn't just crime and drugs. He said certain areas remain underdeveloped, and this is crucial to the nation's progress.
Because we've reached far from where we were, but we haven't yet come to the promised land. We haven't yet come to a nation that treats all of her children equally. We haven't yet come to a nation where every child has the opportunity based on their talent and dedication as opposed to their geographical address and the happenstance of their birth.
Archbishop Gordon said there needs to be repentance not only for the 1970 riots, but for the period between then and now. He said during that time there has been major neglect across the country.
Many people lament the sexual immorality of the carnival and how bad it has gotten, and how on the streets of our nation the vulgarity that we see. But we're not also understanding the lament of the family and the way our families have been broken.
Those responsible for the 1970 Black Power movement were applauded by the Archbishop for their courage to stand up against racism and prejudice.
This day, we are who we are because some people had the courage then to name a reality that was unnamed and to speak to it in a way that provoked not only the imagination of the people, but provoked a sense, a desire for justice, for fairness, for equality within our society.
He also asked for forgiveness on behalf of the Catholic Church for its failure to effect significant change in society. Khrystal Wilson, TTT News.
The National Joint Action Committee, NJAC, also commemorated the 1970 Black Power Revolution with a march through the streets of Port of Spain. The procession began with libation in tribute to the ancestors who were instrumental in the 1970 revolution, such as Makandal Daga, Lejiasu Omwale, and Kwame Ture. The march began at Royal Bank on Independence Square, where activists on February 26, 1970 converged to withdraw their money. The group also gathered in front of the Cathedral of Immaculate Conception, where at the time of the revolt in 1970, protesters draped statues of saints in black cloth. The commemorative march culminated with a rally at Woodford Square, where Dr. Winston Sweet made a call for land for landless African descendants.
I built, or the sugar built, land for the landless.
Also called for reparation for African descendants, as he noted that Jewish and Japanese descendants were given reparations for World War II. Daughter of Winston Leonard, a former NJAC member and trade unionist, wants to see changes to the current education system in Trinidad and Tobago, with particular reference to the 1960 Concordat, which governs the relationship between the church and the state.